Hey nerds, Bevan here, and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about SDCC because it's right around the corner. It's actually just a few days away, and I want to talk about the toy lines that I am most excited to see at this weekend's event. But before I get into the list, I just want to quickly mention my Patreon. The link is down below. It's just patreon.com/BevanWhitechuck. I just want to make a little bit of extra money to fund this channel a bit more and put out some extra content, specifically retro toy reviews. I have a lot of fun doing those. I just can't really afford to do them, but they've been successful, so hopefully the people who like those videos will contribute $1 or $2 a month so that I can put some more of those out. Specifically, I want to talk about the toys I want to see at SDCC, since obviously this is 90% a toy channel. So I've got my little notebook here with all the stuff I want to talk about because I feel like it's a lot, so I don't want to miss anything. So what better place to start, since I just got back from watching Extreme Rules, WWE, let's start with Mattel and what they're bringing to the show. So obviously they're going to have their Slim Jim Macho Man there for their exclusive, but I'm hoping to see some newer stuff, obviously. It's been a while since they've made any big reveals. I think Elite Series 70 was the most recent one. I think that's the series with like Ricochet and Rey Mysterio and those guys. But there's a couple I think they really need to debut at this point. You need to put out a The Man Becky Lynch, because she has been in this character and she's been a crazy hot character in terms of popularity and superstardom for like 8 months now as The Man, and I think it's time they like rush out a figure for her, because other companies are doing one for The Man Becky Lynch, and I think Mattel is at this point behind the 8 ball with it. I think it's also time for a Baron Corbin. Like, I'm not a Baron Corbin fan myself, but he's been a main centerpiece of Raw for, gotta be a year at this point. They haven't put one out with the shaved head. I don't actually know if he has an Elite figure from the main roster at all. I think the only one he has is an NXT. So I think it's time for Baron Corbin. As much as I don't like Baron Corbin, he does have a fan base out there, and he's such a key part of Raw. I'm surprised they haven't made him already. Those are like the 2 elites I think are well past due. Obviously, you're gonna get a new Seth Rollins. I want a Seth Rollins in the Chicago Bears gear. I don't think they can do that because of copyright, but I think that'd be like the ideal one for me. Who else? No one's really in need of like a brand new like redesigned figure. Everyone's pretty up to date except for Becky and Baron Corbin, like I mentioned. Maybe like a Shane McMahon. I don't know. Everyone else is pretty good to go. Yeah, for elites, that's pretty much all I care to see. Because I don't collect the old school guys, I don't collect the flashback figures. But 2 things I think are past due now, and that is for the retro line they do. A lot of people on Twitter seem to think that this line is dead, and if it is, whatever. I don't really care that much. But if it continues, they gotta make a Bret Hart, and they gotta make a Surfer Sting. How they haven't made a Bret Hart already, 10 series in, is just beyond me. So they gotta put out a Bret Hart, and I need a Surfer Sting, because up here, out of camera view, is my Sting collection and my Bret Hart collection, and they could both use a Mattel retro figure. That's enough rambling about Mattel WWE. Let's talk about a different line that Mattel has, and that is Jurassic Park. It was last year at San Diego Comic-Con. They debuted the concept images of this 6-inch line of Jurassic Park figures, and they had an Owen Grady from Jurassic World, Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park, and Blue, the raptor from Jurassic World. And then just this past week, they put out more different prototype images of a repainted raptor that wasn't blue, and a different sculpt for Ian Malcolm. And they're calling it the Amber Collection. And so if they go all in with a 6-inch Jurassic Park World line, I am in. You have so many great characters that they can put out. And I don't want just the humans, but I want them to make this an expansive line. I want the raptor. I want other dinosaurs that are in the 6-inch scale in comparison. Obviously, I'm not expecting like a T-Rex or a Brachiosaurus or anything like that, because that would be outrageous. But you got the raptor. I want like a 6-inch Stegosaurus, a 6-inch Triceratops, ones that are like in scale that, looking at a bookcase over my shoulder, maybe 3 dinosaurs take up the whole book, the whole shelf. I'm fine with that, because I can put the little humans in between and have a really cool Jurassic Park display. But not only the characters, not only the dinosaurs, I need the vehicles too. I need that little gyroscope that the kid from Iron Man 3 was in. I need the Jeep Wrangler. I need everything Jurassic Park in this 6-inch line. So please, Mattel, don't disappoint me with this, because you've already teased me and you've got me hooked. You just have to deliver the goods now. Jumping from Mattel to Hasbro, who's like the other main toy company in the Toys R Us aisle. I don't really care about Marvel Legends all that much, but I do care about the Black Series. I don't think you may be able to see a little bit over here. I can't tell what's on the screen because I have a light flashing in my hitting me in the eye. I can't see anything right now. But I got to assume they're gonna put out a little bit more teaser stuff for Rise of the Skywalker, which comes out later this year. I know like Force Friday is gonna be September, October kind of thing. So I gotta think now would be a really good time to start putting out some merchandise to get people excited for the movie. They did just put out, Star Wars, I guess, released images and a bunch of toys of the Sith Trooper, which is basically a red clone trooper. Red Stormtrooper from the First Order. And he looks really cool. So I'm hoping we see some more figures to go with that here at SDCC. So I just said I don't care about Marvel Legends, but for Marvel figures I do care about, Mafex is starting their X-Men line here later on in the year. They're putting out Cyclops, they're putting out Wolverine. And I'm hoping this weekend that we see some more images of different characters. And the three that I think should follow Wolverine and Cyclops are Jean Grey, Beast, and Storm. So Mafex has put out these X-Men figures, and I am pretty sure I'm going to collect the majority of them. I don't care about every single X-Men character, but I love the X-Men. And they're all coming out from like this 90s animated series, so I think the majority of X-Men characters they release from that inspired line, I think I would collect the majority of them. Like I'm at least 4 out of every 5, I think. And the other high-end line I want to get into that debuted, was it SDCC last year or was it New York Toy Fair this year? I can't remember, but Gears of War figures are coming out from Storm Collectibles, and these things look amazing. And so far, Wave 1 was Marcus Phoenix, obviously, and I think it was Augustus Coltrane. So I think Wave 2 has to be, obviously, Baird and Dom. They also put out, just a couple days ago, images of Kate Diaz from Gears of War 4, maybe it's Gears of War 5, I'm not sure. But I need the rest of Delta Squad. That is what I need. Those 4 guys. They are the baddest dudes in the history of video games. Don't at me, Master Chief. And the last thing I want to talk about in this video is McFarlane Toys, because these guys are like coming in with a resurgence here the last couple of years with their anime lines, and they did Stranger Things, but now they've actually got some lines that I really actually give a shit about. Harry Potter is coming out here right away, and I want to see what Wave 2 is. Wave 1 is the 3 kids, so Harry, Ron, Hermione, and then Voldemort is with them as well. And they're all from like that last movie, Deathly Hallows Part 2, because they're just like in sweaters and jeans and stuff like that. But I want to get the Harry Potter characters in their classic Hogwarts robes. That's really what says Harry Potter to me. That's what I want. So I'm hoping that Wave 2 we get more of the Hogwarts kind of stuff, maybe some teachers. There's so much they can do with this line. NECA used to have the line back when I was in high school. They had Goblet of Fire and Order of the Phoenix. And that line didn't really live up to the potential that it had. So I'm hoping McFarlane, now that all the movies are out, they can kind of really build that database of action figures. As well as that, they're also working with the Game of Thrones line. And Wave 1 they just released, there's a couple dragons, but there was the Night King, Jon Snow, Daenerys, and Arya Stark. Hoping Wave 2, maybe they bring out some of the Season 1, Season 2 characters. I think my ideal scenario would be a long-haired Cersei Lannister, Khal Drogo, Ned Stark, and Robb Stark. I think that would be my ideal Wave 2. probably not going to happen. I think they're going to really focus more on the later seasons, at least to start with. But, you know, whatever. And the last thing for McFarlane is DC. Now, I'm not sure if it's too early for them to show DC product, but this would be a really good place to do it if they're able to. I'm not sure when their contract kicks in, 2020, I think. So I'm not sure if it's too early for them to start showing product. But I mean, ideally, I'd like to see them put some stuff out right now. So you heard it from me, what I want to see this weekend at SDCC. I don't think I mentioned it, but it's this weekend. But I mean, if you're watching this video, you already know when this event is. But since you're still here, comment below what you're most excited about to see at this show. Whether it's from my list or not, I need to know what is exciting you for this show. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Bevan Boychuk. And until next time, folks, I will see you next time.